Hey, second grade. For this week, we're going to be doing a paper weaving. Now, you can use any kind of paper that you have at home. It does not have to be colorful construction paper. If you have magazines, newspapers, or just other projects or painted paper that you're done with that you don't need anymore, you can use that as well. There's going to be quite a few steps here. If you go to the art website for the district, you'll be able to pull up all of these step-by-step directions if you don't have them from the paper packet already. This is going to show you how to make the loom and then how to start the weaving. I'm going to show you in the video, but it can be kind of tricky. So you might want a little bit of help with this one, especially for the loom part, okay? So here's what I'm going to do. I have one piece of paper that I'm going to fold it down into a hot dog fold, okay? So I'm going to line up my corners and carefully fold it down. So now I have one edge that's folded and one edge that's open, okay? Now this is the most important, one of the most important things. I'm going to make sure my folded edge is facing my tummy and the open mouth edge is going away from me. I don't want that facing me, okay? It's really important because we don't want to cut the wrong spot. Now, when we cut, we are not going to cut all the way because that would just cut it in part into strips, right? So I'm going to come down about an inch. Now, if you have a ruler at home or a different piece of paper that you could line up as a straight edge so that you can see that you're making it the same, I'm going to use my ruler so it's easier for you guys to see what I'm doing. I'm going to go along here, make it face the right way here, and make a line that comes straight down to my fold every inch, okay? And I'm going to do that kind of fast, but you make sure you take your time. Try to make those lines as straight as you can, okay? Now notice how my lines, they stop. They don't go all the way up to the open mouth, right? That's really important. Then you're going to take, while it's still folded, your scissors and cut up on that line, but remember, stop at the end of the line. You don't want to go all the way. Make sure you're being careful, watching your fingers so you don't cut yourself. Take your time cutting. Keeping it folded over while you cut is very important. And I'm just cutting on that fold. Now remember, you can always pause the video and work with me if I'm going too fast, which I know I'm going really fast. All right, then I'm going to open up my paper carefully, and now it's only cut, you can see if I move it, in the center, okay? And the edges are still together, okay? Now, the other thing that you want to do is find another piece of paper, and you're going to make lines that go all the way across. You want to make sure that they're the same width. So I used my ruler just to make them that size, but yours can be wider or skinnier. It's up to you. I wouldn't really go any skinnier than this just because it gets tricky to weave them then. After you're done with that, making your lines, you're going to carefully cut them out so that you have strips of paper. Okay. Here's my strips, and here's my loom. That's what I call it, is my loom. Now for weaving, we're going to go over, under, and you're going to keep repeating that pattern. So here's what I'm going to do. I want to go over top my first strip on the loom and go underneath the next one, over top, then under, over, under, over, under, over, under, and over, under. There we go. Then I just push it down into the spot that I want it to be. Now, if I did it the same exact way, my next one would be the same. I want it to be the opposite. So if I started over here, this time I need to start under. So see how it's the opposite? Under, over, under. I'm going to go over, under, getting those through there. Take your time. Don't try to go as fast as me. I just want to show you one thing. Once I get it all in there and I squish it down, line it up, see how it looks like a checkerboard and it's the opposite? So it goes red, black, but it also goes red, black, up too, right? And it's making this fun game board effect on here. So I would just keep weaving. Now, if I'm going here, would I go under first or over? Because remember, I want it to be the opposite. I would go over, right? Because I went under the last time. So I'm going to start weaving, and I'm just alternating over, under, over, under. Okay, see how, and I'll be honest, that last row, once you get up there, there's not going to be a lot of room. It gets a little bit tricky to fit those through. Just take your time. See how I'm weaving it over and under, and then I pull it, squish it down, so it's tight up against the next one. Now, once you have it all done, what I like to do is take a little bit of glue. You can use liquid glue or your glue stick, and see how my ends, our little tabs are loose. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue underneath there and squish it down so that piece doesn't move and doesn't fall out when I'm all done. Okay, so I'm just lifting those little tabs on the end, and I'm going to flip it over, and it should be the same thing on the back where it makes that same pattern with the checkerboard pattern or game board pattern like chess. You could even use this to make a game board with if you want. Okay. Or another thing that you could do that I've done in the past is I would take a different piece of paper and I like to fold it over. And again, I'm only drawing on that fold, right? Not on the open mouth. The open mouth is away from me. And I'm going to make a half of a heart. Okay. Remember, open mouth is here. Heart is here. I'm going to keep that folded over and cut it out. Now, you don't have to do this. This is just a little added extra thing. If you want to, you can. And I'll show you what the final one looks like. But then I have, if I open it out, I have the outline of a heart, right? And if I'm done with my weaving, I could put that over top and my weaving shows through. So let me show you my final one that I have over here. So here, I used 2 different colors and I alternated them with my weaving. So my pink one started here and my yellow ones. And then once I glued the heart on top, it just shows those colors. And you can use 1 color, 2 color. You can use, you know, white colored paper and make your loom out of a paper bag if you want. You have lots of options. Be creative, have fun, and don't give up if you don't get it on the first time. Give it another try. It can be kind of tricky at first, but once you learn how to do it, it's a lot of fun. Have a great day. I hope you guys like this project. Bye.